Hello and welcome to the Rugby League Pom-Cast. This is episode, don't even remember the number, episode 8 I think we're at, with
More than
myself
one.
and Sam Leckie. More than one, less than 10. With myself and Sam Leckie up in Queensland. Do us a favour, guys. If you are new to the podcast, please give us a like, give us a follow, give us a subscription if you're watching on YouTube. And this is where you will get all of your NRL little snippets from a Pom's perspective with an expert opinion over there up in Queensland with Sam. He's the expert on the show. He's the journalist I can utilise. So we're actually coming up on today's episode. We will
couldn't
hopefully
get
get some
Gordon
team
Tallis,
lists.
so
we couldn't get Gordon Tallis, so we got Sam. We haven't got the budget for that, so we've got time. That's about
all
our
the
budget.
lawyers. You don't have the lawyers.
All the lawyers, all the heat that may come with that. So on today's podcast, we'll have, because we're doing this live, and it's about 12 minutes to the team news and team list Tuesday coming out after the public holiday. So you'll get a bit of that, and we'll be talking about the two teams in Vegas that faced off each other and the two teams at the minute in the NRL that are under the most heat now that Todd Payton's on a roll with the Cowboys. And that is, of course, the Doggies and the Dragons. So, first of all, how was your long weekend, Sam?
It was great. And I've got to say, because I am an AFL and an NRL fan. I watch all sport. Have to watch all sport for my job, but watch all sport. But lean towards the AFL and NRL, and when cricket season rolls around, it's cricket. But the best part about this weekend is neither of the teams that I support in either code were playing. So I just got to sit and watch it.
So you could just enjoy.
Sit and watch everything as a neutral.
It was a neutrals weekend.
It was fantastic, and there was some great games across the weekend. I loved South, and I know we'll talk about the Bulldogs in a second, but South and the Bulldogs was everything I expected it was going to be. Just high drama, two teams that play completely opposite brands of football.
That was
class. There's 50 points. Last year's grand finalists conceding 50 points. You got the Dolphins, who we've talked up for the last 3 months, conceding 50 points to
having stinking weeks
to Manly, of all teams, who have just had their coach sacked. It was
Kieran Foran was an absolute gun at coaching.
Well, we've got a very small sample size. I loved there was the overreaction to that happened straight away. Like in the paper the next day, Daily Telegraph, Brent Reed's writing.
Give him the job.
Give him the contract. Stop the hunt. Give him the contract now. Give him the job.
It's like Rio Ferdinand with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Kieran Foran has taken
Get the contract out.
Yes.
Let him write whatever numbers he wants.
He's taken them from the basement to contenders again. I'm like, they've still won one game this year. They're only
and that was that
12th at the moment because it's a bye. And the Dolphins were shocking. So
yeah,
let's just ease off a little bit. But it was a fun weekend and capped off yesterday by that crazy Tigers Parramatta game. A game which, could have literally gone either way until the very last kick.
This is where I'm glad you're in my life, Sam, because I forgot that game was on until you sent me a text. And I can't remember what you sent me, but it was
about Kai Pearce-Paul.
Yeah, it was about Kai Pearce-Paul, and you were like, oh, he's an absolute gun. He's doing what I thought he would do when he came over. It's great to see him. And I went, shit, Tigers are playing. And I turned it on as Simonson is on the floor getting treated, and I'm like, oh, what's going on here? So he's now, but it was a dislocated ankle. I believe there's a fracture as well, isn't there?
Yeah.
So it was a pretty grim injury. Went up to go get a ball, and the young winger just got it wrong on the other side, and it was an accident. There was no malice in it. It's one of them things that you see probably every single game that gets penalised, where two players challenging, one catches the ball, the other one just grabs out of reaction. And yeah, he's just landed awkwardly, and it's looking like that'll be a big chunk of his season, if not all of the season over. But yeah, that was some game that finished. Like Kai Pearce-Paul, by the way, and we're going to get onto it with our Doggies chat actually in a minute, where he was under Adam O'Brien last year and the year before at the Knights, and he looked a shadow of a player that I knew he could be that he'd shown at Wigan. His key strengths are his offload game, his pace, his
Mm,
height, and his strength.
yeah,
And he did it, and his line running. So there is 5 key attributes, and not one of them was being utilised at the Knights.
yeah,
Tigers this year under Benji Marshall have absolutely unlocked that ability, and they are flying this year because of it.
yeah. They're so athletic and they're fun. They are a fun team to watch. And it's been a while since I've enjoyed like the Tigers. I've always had a soft spot for because I was a massive Benji fan growing up. Like he was my favorite player growing up, even
Everyone
though I was
was.
a Roosters supporter. But now and then they just became a very tough watch. I think like I enjoyed watching them when like Teddy and Moses were there, and like it was good, like that core of players that they had for a little while looked like they were going to take them to the next level, and then all of them just left, and then it was like, okay, the Tigers
Yeah.
suck. Their biggest signing is Moses Mbai and Russell Packer. Like it's but
hmm
they're exciting and they're fun to watch again. You mentioned Adam O'Brien, and it jogged a memory for me, and this is very harsh on Adam O'Brien, but and I guess it gets us into talking about the Bulldogs. The way Kai Pearce-Paul is playing at the moment, the way the Cowboys' attack is going, because Blake Green was Adam
Yeah.
O'Brien's attack coach at the Knights, which was like no Ponga at the end towards the back end of last year, but still terrible.
Yeah, there's still no
Now,
Ponga now at
yeah,
Newcastle.
now he's at the Cowboys. The Knights are flying, and the Cowboys all of a sudden are flying as well with Blake Green as their attack coach, and the Dogs are
And the
shit.
Knights are flying.
And the
And the Knights are
Dogs,
flying.
yeah. And now Adam O'Brien's an assistant coach at the Dogs, and they suck. So
And they can't attack for
yeah,
Toffee, and he's their
it's the
attacking
bad
coach now.
I guess the bad juju from Adam O'Brien saying that the fans, or what did he say about the fans? I think he said something along the lines of they don't know what they're talking about when it came to booing the Knights players when they walked off the ground,
Yeah.
and then they came back and won that game, and that was their last win until round 1 this year. So Adam O'Brien's bad juju has followed him to the Bulldogs, and all the
But
other people that were under
how
him have managed to dust it off.
yeah, and how long
I
does
mean, Leo
that
Thompson.
juju become
Leo
yeah,
Thompson was the signing that went to the Bulldogs from the Knights.
to
Hasn't
get
played a
away
game
from
yet
Adam
this year. Hasn't played a game yet this year because he got a preseason injury, and Adam O'Brien followed him to the Bulldogs.
hmm
It can't be just me that's thinking this.
No, it can't be all these things are magically happening around him and it's not him that's causing them. When there's a common denominator
he's
there, it's
got
usually that, isn't it?
he's got voodoo dolls and he's poking needles into
But
them.
like Leo Thompson, the injury and that, like,
Yeah,
it's a good question because he's the marquee signing and he's not
yeah.
played yet for the
I
doggies.
I'm gonna say
Is
that
that like
one's
how Tavita Pengai Jr. signed for Warrington and then Steve McNamara became director of rugby, who was his coach at Catalan, who we fell out with, and then went, oh yeah, I'm not signing for Warrington anymore. Do you reckon
I'm
it's
gonna
kind of like
say
that?
no. I'm gonna say it's a coincidence. Okay, I'm gonna say it's a coincidence. I don't
I
think
think it is as well.
Leo Thompson's at the Dogs on nearly a
For
million.
libel reasons,
Yeah,
it's definitely a
yes,
coincidence.
he's there on nearly $1 million. He is not laying down in preseason to go. Oh,
No, I
I
know.
don't like that guy. I don't want to
This
play.
is all in jest, by the way.
Allegedly,
Um, it's all
allegedly.
in yeah. Apparently, you can say anything and just add allegedly at the end, and
Yeah,
it's held up in court. But no, that's all in jest. Adam is, of course, a solid coach. He was at the Storm, obviously, before
yeah.
his time at the Knights.
Yeah.
But like the Knights are just
He's had
flying
a
under Holbrook
yeah.
without
He's had a
two of their
wretched run.
biggest playmakers.
Poor old Adam O'Brien's had a wretched run. But yeah, I mean, and Justin Holt. So I think did I speak to you about it last week? It was either with you or on radio, and Justin Holbrook took. Cooper Cronk keeps mentioning this. Justin Holbrook in the preseason took the Knights out to like the Knights players out to the regions,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Hunter
yeah,
region,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
visit the
yeah.
coal
For
mining
the
towns.
mining, yeah,
Visit the
yeah. You
coal
did. You mentioned it on
and
here.
again, like again against the Raiders in a
That
game
sense of
which
community.
could have been a real tester for the night, or was a real tester for the Knights, and the way that the Raiders trap and scrap and fight for everything in every game, like they've been in every game they've played. Yeah, it's not clicking for them at the moment, but they just dominated them. and it was purely on effort. Like guys like Dane Gagai is still just getting better and better and better every week that he plays, and younger guys are catching up with him. Jermaine McEwen, he's a player. The back rower, the back rower that's taking Kai Pearce-Paul's spot on that right edge.
Yeah.
He is a gun of a player. Sandon Smith's been awesome in since round 2 or round 3 when he had to replace Manly. And I mean, if they can continue to play with that level of spirit, and then all of a sudden you get Kalen Ponga and Dylan Brown come back into that team, all of a sudden, and I know it's very early in the season, but all of a sudden we're talking about the Knights being a top 8 team, the way they're playing at the moment.
Mate, the way they're playing, it'll be hard to stop them. It'll take a Penrith side
Yeah.
to stop them.
I mean, Dom Young's
Tom
form,
Young is romping it.
go from where
Romping
he
it at the minute.
go from where he was last year to where he is this year. Nick Crossland has been awesome. Struggled last year with positional switches and not finding a lot of confidence. Jacob Safidi is really leading this forward pack at the moment. The way that he's playing, I think he ran for 180 odd meters on the weekend. Yeah, it's an awesome.
The other
formula
prop
that
they
they've got
got
at the
from
moment. Trey Mooney, yeah,
the other prop they got from Mooney, who they got from Canberra. He's been really good for them.
yeah.
I really like the way they are mobilising, especially in that adversity. And then you add Ponga into that, and you
Yeah.
add Dylan Brown into that. It only gets better, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
their scramble defense, like set after against the Dogs last week. Yeah, the Dogs were average, but set after set they turned them away off their own line. And then when you got guys like Dom Young that can finish from literally anywhere on the field, if you're turning
Just give him the
teams
ball.
away,
He's so quick, man.
if you're turning teams away 3 times and then you can shift to a guy like that can finish and score in your first set, getting the ball back, that's a team. That's a team that's going to be hard to beat. It's a long season, and they've already been affected by injuries. But if they can continue to play with the level of fight that they're playing, it's the team that's going to be hard to beat.
Yeah, and with the style of the NRL this year being very much like you look at we talk about sports being cycles, and you see that every like 5 years it seems to go from being blowouts to being really close games to then being blowouts again. This year, the points on offer, man, the average points per game must be over 50.
It's up. It's not points
Because
per game, from both teams.
Yeah. Like they are huge. There's some mad margins and like some mad
It's
points being
definitely
scored.
up. I wrote the stats down recently,
Um,
but it's
when
definitely
you
up. Like
add
with
both teams in games, like the
yeah,
average points per game has to be up on
yeah,
previous years.
it's definitely up. I mean, the number of 6 agains is up, and that's
That's a
why
huge
we're seeing the amount of
difference.
points at
That's
the
why there's
moment.
more points because of fatigue.
That's why, because there's more fatigue in the game. But this is what I mean. The NRL wanted this. I know that a lot of the clubs, a lot of the players are a little bit confused about it. Like we've spoken to Ben Hunt in the last couple of weeks on our radio shows, talking, and he's mentioned it. Every player that's spoken has mentioned that the game is a lot faster than what it was last year, and you can see that. But so the numbers this year, the stoppages are actually down. Like, yes, the 6 again can be confusing and make it too fast at times, but the stoppages per game are down compared to
Which
where
means
they were
more
at
ball in play.
before the 6 again. So there's more ball in play, and the scores per game. So this is times that a team crosses the line. It's up at 9.3.
Plus conversions. Yeah, that's mad, that, isn't it?
The Dogs' point scoring's
Yeah.
been down. What other teams? The Sharks until after round 1 and until last week, their point scoring had been down a little bit too. So, yeah, I mean, the game is looking. It's the funnest it has been to watch in a long time.
Definitely. And I would say it's good for your try accumulators, but it absolutely isn't, because I keep being one try scorer off every single bet builder I do. So gamble responsibly and
Yes.
give up on that. I literally went like 8 months without putting a bet on, and in the last 3 weeks I've put bets on, and every single one I've had 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 4
Oh.
try scorers, and I've just been like, yeah, I think I'm going to give up again.
That's a G up.
It's like mad, mate. But of course, Team list about to be released any moment now. But
They're out now.
just to circle back. Oh, they're out
We've got
now.
them.
Let's go
Yeah,
through
we've
it
got them.
then. Let's not circle back. We'll circle back after this. Should we go through some of the team lists then?
Yes.
Live and ready. Starting off with the Thursday game.
The big one here, Penrith are still
Are we starting big? We're going for the
basically
headliners.
Penrith are basically unchanged, typically. So the
Why
Thursday
would they?
game, Bulldogs and Panthers. Interesting that Bronson Sherry has come in to replace Stephen Crichton. That's going to be a big out for the Dogs for the
Yeah.
next couple of months, probably. But Bronson Sherry, just a straight swap to play at his favoured left centre position. So the tantrum worked because he's going to be playing in left centre. I would have 100% put Matt Burton out in the centres and brought Sean O'Sullivan in to start at six, but be the helping hand, I suppose, for Lockie
Yeah.
Galvin because, and I know we'll talk about it, but the Dogs' attack this year, we may as well talk about it now. The Dogs' attack this year, it's not working. It hasn't worked at all.
Yeah. And they're against the Penrith side that is
Yeah, well,
struggling to concede. So,
literally, they couldn't they
so
couldn't concede tries
this
if they
could be a
tried.
nil-in. This could be a
Yeah,
nil-in of the Bulldogs
yeah,
and the points difference is already at 150
yeah. And you know what the Dogs
for
like? The
the
Dogs,
Panthers.
when we did our season previews, we spoke about the Dogs' attack and that if they're going to be a premiership threat, they need to score more points. The only reason they win games is because they're so efficient. Like they don't drop the ball.
Hmm.
They when they miss tackles, they get covered. That hasn't been happening, especially the last 2 weeks. That has not been happening. I think they completed around 60-65% against the Knights in that loss, and then
Yeah.
the second half against South, I think it was about 50% that they were completing at. So they're not giving themselves a chance. And I mean, I feel for
No.
Lockie Galvin, but he's trying too hard. You can, and it's a weird thing to say, but you can see that he's trying too hard. He's touching the ball too much, and their attack, like they're not going forward, they're not going up the field. They're swinging sideline to sideline. Maybe when they get Leo Thompson back
Not creating gaps.
in a few weeks' time, that go forward might come back, but they're not going forward with their pack. And you know our formula. If you don't win the middle of the field and win the ruck and win the ruck speed and start to create a bit of momentum, you're not going to win games, and they're not doing that at the moment.
Yeah.
I thought
If you
Sean
don't have any
O'Sullivan,
go forward, you're not going to score
yeah, and
points.
I thought Sean O'Sullivan maybe just to straighten things up. Like Sean O'Sullivan has the ability to get back rowers one on one. So like their two best forwards, their back rowers, Viliami Kikau, Jacob Preston, they're not getting one on ones. They're not getting quick play the balls. They're getting the ball in positions that isn't creating that opportunity for them where they have to pass the ball back inside to reset and go back across the face of the defence instead of punching through like what Isaiah Papali'i and Liam Martin will do to them on Thursday night.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is one thing that is going to be a lookout. So expect another 50 points scored by the Panthers
Well, that's
this week.
harsh. Well, and the next team that we're going to talk about, the next game, Dragons Manly. Shane Flanagan said that there was going to be changes.
I'm going this game as well, by the way.
Oh, yuck. Oh, I can't think of anything worse. He said there was going to be changes. Gutherson's gone. Terrell Sloan is playing
Good.
fullback. They say Clint Gutherson nursing a hamstring injury. I think Gutherson's been
He's
dropped.
not.
No. And unsurprisingly, Kyle Flanagan comes in at halfback. Daniel Atkinson moves to six.
Has been dropped.
I know for
six.
I know for a fact that is not going to sit well with the Dragons fans that booed the Dragons off last week because there is a massive sense and it's a very easy headline and it's a very easy blame game. But I mean, yeah, Kyle Flanagan is not the solution to the problems that the Dragons have.
No.
If anything, he's a big part of the problems that the Dragons have. Is that he is basically at that club, he is their premier playmaker. And I mean, what's difference is it gonna make from a couple of weeks ago against the Titans? And I know Flanagan had that shocking head injury against the Titans. What difference will it make to their attack if you swap the jerseys that those two halves are wearing? Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, it doesn't really. And It's a good question, because would these questions be asked by the fans if, his dad wasn't the coach? But then you can also throw that question of, well, you know, his would his son be in the team? Would Kyle be in the team if his dad wasn't the coach anyway? Like, he's not
Yeah.
the answer to anyone's 7 issue.
No. Like he would
He's
genuinely
okay.
be.
He's good defensively. He's always been solid defensively. But when it comes to the attack, he's not necessarily the answer.
He would genuinely be, from all the teams named this week, would be, in my eyes, the bottom ranked number 7. It's probably between him, Ethan Sanders, even though that's harsh because he's still very young, Ethan Sanders.
He's only a rookie.
Yeah. Jamie Humphries still has a fair bit of work to do. A lot of
Is Ilias
improvement in him,
injured?
obviously. Titans have got to buy.
Do they? That's why.
Oh no, Jaden Campbell's playing 7. That's why I thought that.
Oh, yeah, he is. Of course he is. Yeah, of course he is. Out of them 7, and also he's also the most experienced out of them that you've named.
Yeah,
which is the issue.
And if Guffey,
for someone who's creeping, he must be creeping up to nearly 100 NRL, if not already 100.
I think he's past
appearances,
because he's been around for a while. He played a few games for the Sharks.
Yeah, because he was at the Roosters, he was at the Sharks,
Dogs, and then and then got to 127 games. So this will be his.
So for 127 games, he's got to be doing better.
Yeah, I wonder what his winning percentage is, Kyle Flanagan, because I don't know how high it will be, and it's hard, and we spoke about this with.
But they've also got no forward pack to go off, bar the young lads that they've got as well.
We spoke about this with Lockie Ilias last year at the same club. Is that it's very easy for the 7, if your team's not going well, to become the scapegoat. Like, obviously, it's the immediately. Sorry, that's where people look. His winning percentage. I want to see his winning percentage, because 37.8% across his NRL career, which is not good.
And most of them wins would have been at the Roosters when they were.
Yeah, the year that they made
good
second week of finals, and then moved him on the following year.
But wasn't Kyle Flanagan there in 2020?
The Roosters, yeah. Well, yeah, and he had moments
because he played at the World Club Challenge, didn't he?
Yeah, and there was a game against the Storm where he kicked a clutch goal from the sideline, and they ended up losing the game because Jake Friend couldn't stay on side, but that was a completely different story. But he had some good moments at the Roosters in that.
And
year.
with the Dragons, I obviously mentioned that we're going to delve deep into them. So while we're talking about the game, we may as well go and delve and do that now. The talks this week after the game on Sunday, was it Sunday? Sunday or Saturday? Against the game, the last Dragons game was, of course, that the board have suspended all contract talks with anyone up for a renewal, which was Damien Cook and a couple of others, and that basically any transfer activity was being paused for now by the CEO. So that is the biggest indicator ever that they're looking at changing coaches, surely.
Well,
if they're stopping the recruitment plans.
Yeah.
Pausing it anyway.
And Damien Cook's the centre of that, because he was the one that they were looking at wrapping up, and he's the captain at the moment. He's the one that they were looking at wrapping up and extending for a year or 2.
12 months.
Because obviously he would be in Shane Flanagan's plans for the future.
Mm-hmm.
And when you've got Keon Koloamatangi going to the club next year, it'd be good to have a player like Damien Cook behind him. But yeah, it's almost like you're moving house, or trying to move house, and
I'm waiting for this analogy.
And I'm working on it on the run.
I can see the cogs turning in your head right now.
You're trying to move house.
I've started it.
You're trying to move house. You're starting to pack things up, and then all of a sudden, the lease that you had has fallen through, or the deal that you had
Yeah.
has fallen through, and so you stop packing things up. That's what's going on at the moment at the Dragons. That worked out well, but that's what's happening at the Dragons at the moment. Is
You didn't know where it was going to work
they
out.
put everything on
You didn't know
pause.
where it was going to
No,
end, but yeah.
they put everything
It's
on
kind of like the
pause. They
Dragons. They don't know where it's going to end.
well, it's not going to end in the top 8. I know that, and it's now. What do we do over that? What's the next couple of weeks look like in terms of performances on the field? Big changes are going to be made. There's 2 changes to that team. That Flanagan comes back in and Gutherson's out. So yeah, it's questions that Shane Flanagan wouldn't like at this stage of the year, especially after he seems to have locked himself in for the long haul. Like mentally, he appears to have locked himself in for the long haul because he knows that, and he said it at the start of the year, we're not going to win the competition this year. That's a very, very bold
Yeah,
thing
no.
for a coach to say a day out from playing your first game of the season
Yeah, which also
on the
doesn't
big stage in
encourage.
Vegas as well. Like you're trying to sell the game in Vegas, and you're telling any person that wants to tune into that Dragons Bulldogs game that's maybe an outside fan or just looking at it for the first time, the team I'm watching doesn't even think they can win it. So
Yeah.
that was interesting, and it seems that pressure just continues to build. But he can take some Anthony Seibold advice. We're all going to die eventually.
And it's whether you die by the sword or, you know.
Yeah,
But it's like you're saying, the CEO has come in this year because obviously he got the role given to him last year when they had interviews. And I know a certain CEO at the time in 2025 had an interview from the British channels. However, he was unsuccessful, and they went with an Australian bloke. And he has had a big start to this campaign because he seems to be the bridge between the board and the football inside, and he seems to be making the decisions that need to be made, or at least
yeah,
attempting to start that ball rolling. And the issue here, from the outsider looking in, is it looks like it's a board level thing that the
yeah.
CEO is trying to, rather than he's meant to oversee everything, he's kind of like trying to bridge this gap because they
And
seem
that's
just so out of touch with what they need, the board.
and, and that's always been the way at the Dragons because and same thing with the Tigers is it's a joint venture club, and you've got
Yeah.
St George and you've got Illawarra Steelers people on the
It's
board
looking
pulling.
more it's looking more like a Steelers club
Yeah,
because the centre of excellence is at Illawarra. They're soon going to be playing more games at Illawarra down in the Gong. So it's looking more and more like the Illawarra Steelers over
and
the
it's
more successful Dragons franchise,
and
which is
it's the
similar to
simple,
how the West Tigers were, where
yeah,
it looked more like a Magpies board rather than the
Coastal
successful
Balmain,
Balmain
yeah,
board.
yeah, and it's very easy to fall back on. But if the board and the upper house doesn't have any direction, which doesn't at the moment and hasn't for years, then that will seep down to the rest of the organisation.
Yeah. Look at Man United and the Glazers, for
Yeah,
example.
yeah.
So
What
if
did they
they're not
say
in
about
sync, then
what did they say about Alex Ferguson? Alex Ferguson trying to run the United board from the outside like he's a mob boss or something. Someone said
yeah,
something along
his
those lines.
shadow's still there. His
Yeah, yeah,
shadow's still there
exactly.
up in the gantry. But yeah, so that's kind of the Dragon situation summed up perfectly. I'm going the game against Manly mainly because it's 31 degrees and I was spending the day in the Gong anyway. So I was like, oh, I may as well just get a free ticket off my mate. So I'm going to the game. That'll be a
Mm.
fun watch on the hill.
Is it at
I'm
Win
actually
Stadium?
driving
Yeah,
down, so I can't even
yeah,
get pissed. So
yeah.
I can't
And
even
worst
get
case
drunk watching
scenario,
it. I've just got to,
worst case
I've just got to
scenario, just turn
observe it
around.
sober.
If you're on the hill, turn around and look at the beach.
Exactly, exactly. However, there will be a bit of wind chill at that point. It's maybe 31, but by 7 p.m. it'll be dark and getting nippy
Uh,
down there. So
yeah.
that'll be fun. And the second game on Friday. What are the team sheets, Sam?
The team sheets. Oh yes, second game on Friday. Sorry, and this one's a surprise too. I was just scrolling through it. Adam Reynolds has been named for the
Oh, I
Broncos.
thought he was
I don't
injured.
think. Yeah, I don't think he plays. has the groin adductor thing,
Is it a bit of
which
mind
is
games?
1 to 2 weeks.
3 big
Probably,
injuries last week, didn't they?
yeah. Walsh, Hunton, and Reynolds, and they've named Reynolds, but I don't think he plays. I also wouldn't, if he's got some sort of groin strain, I wouldn't be playing him at this stage of the year.
No, no point. They didn't risk him
Especially
in the first couple of rounds, did they? When that
no,
happened,
exactly with his ribs. So I don't know why they'd be doing any different here.
Sad thing. Did you see all of Reece Walsh's videos? Because they were
That's
fantastic.
so funny. It's so I saw the
I
YouTube video pop
I
up.
was waiting for like a newspaper article to be like, Reece Walsh, blah blah blah, and like turn it
Yeah,
negative. But I haven't seen
no.
one of them because they are class.
Well, I think it's because he's
High
playing
as
well.
a
Because
kite
he's
on a green
yeah,
whistle.
because he's playing well at the moment. I
Pushing a
think
car.
he took the green whistle one down. I think the club told him to take the green whistle
Yeah,
one
yeah,
down.
yeah.
But he's just because he's playing well at the moment. No one's going to criticize his online presence, but he's just trying to capitalize on all that. He's got a
So
YouTube channel
funny.
now, and yeah, trying to jumpstart a car and by pushing it with 4 or 5 other blokes while he hires a
Oh,
kite.
you
It's
can just
great.
see his eyes. He's just like, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's dazed,
Eating the
absolutely
Mackey's
dazed.
chips.
Yeah, yes, yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
just
That was good.
like, oh,
Um,
mate. If any of you
he's
haven't seen them, go and just search up Reece Walsh on Twitter. I'm sure it'll come up.
he's a funny dude. He's
He's
actually good. He's good
I
quality.
reckon he's a great pint, you know.
Yeah,
I
and he's
reckon he's a
great for the
great
game.
pint.
I've always been a Reece Walsh fan, and people.
Same.
It's just because he paints his nails and plays with
I
flash and he's
refuse
got
to
the
believe
haircut.
that
And
people don't like him. Like, they just can't.
there's definitely people that do, and those people
Yeah, there's definitely a
are
correlation
jealous.
between them and homophobia as well.
Yes, yeah, and
There's definitely a correlation.
there's been
There's
articles
a
and stuff
two
written
thing.
in the
Reece Walsh
past.
haters and homophobic people are probably
Yeah,
like
there's a cross in the curve.
there's a cross section. I bet you most of them are.
Yeah, and there's been articles written in the past about he's arrogant because he's got Gucci bum bags, and I'm like, sorry, if you're a 19-year-old guy and this is when he first started
You're on
playing for
that
the
much
Broncos,
money.
you're 19 and you're on that much amount of money. Like, what are you gonna
Probably
do?
living at home at that point.
Yeah. I mean, there was a Batuta advocate when he got caught with drugs on him on the Gold Coast when he was playing for the Warriors.
Yeah,
There was
yeah.
a Batuta advocate article or post that said Reece Walsh reprimanded for doing exactly what 21-year-olds with money do. And I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah, same that.
that's fair.
Exactly. Go on, carry on with the team news now.
Sorry, yeah,
So smooth.
yeah. Can we
Smooth
get like a little
transitions
sweeper?
here on this
Yeah,
podcast.
sweeper and some music. Jesse Arthurs is going to play fullback. I thought he was actually really good last week.
Is he?
Yeah, coming back into the side on the wing and then playing fullback for the second half. He was really good last week. Reynolds named, but he won't play. So I think Tom Duffy will come in and make his Broncos debut against his old club, the Cowboys, that didn't
Cowboys.
see the value in him. So that'll be interesting. And then Blake Moser comes onto the bench for the Broncos for Ben
Should
Hunt.
we add into this what we expect for our tips for these 3
Oh,
early games and
Jesus.
then
Okay.
through on?
All right.
So the first game was Panthers.
Yes.
So I'm
Panthers by
going
a million.
Panthers on that.
Um,
Yeah, the margin is on that one actually on my tipping comp. So I
Yeah.
think I'll do Panthers by like 42 or something.
yeah. Dragons, Manly, I don't know.
Manly have to. Come on, man.
Yeah, I'm going Manly by.
I go
I
Manly
think
by
we'll see an
12.
improved Dragons performance, but they're not going to be able to score points. But
No, Manly 12.
I think physically they can hold their own against Manly, but Manly will have too many points in them.
And then Broncos, Cows.
Oh, this will be a good game.
Is it at Broncos?
Yeah, it's at Suncorp.
That's like an extra man in it.
I think the Broncos are just finding their groove. So I think this will be better than the last few Broncos Cowboys games that we've had, which have been blowouts in the end. But I think the Broncos win in a grindy sort of game. It's going to be
Yeah.
I think it'll be. I think it'll be really fast.
Yeah,
Really
so you on
fast.
Broncos?
Really fast, and probably shot for shot in the first couple of first half probably, but I think the Broncos, just like against the Titans last week, will probably have too much class,
Just
too
the
well
edge.
drilled against the Cows. Yeah.
I'm going Cows by 2. I
Ooh.
reckon they'll nick it. I reckon it'll be like the Storm game where Broncos are pretty much there and thereabouts, and then the Cows will just come out of nowhere. I think the Cows have
Yeah.
really found the groove recently, and they've got a bit of form. And I think the 3 injuries will hinder the Broncos.
Yeah. 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 That's
On
gonna
to
hurt. That's gonna upset their
Saturday.
rhythm. That's gonna upset their rhythm big time.
Yeah,
Um.
that's where I just think like you
Yeah.
got 3 playmakers out, like that's huge.
Yeah. Big game for Ezra Mam in that on Friday night.
And Pax, Corey Pax,
Yeah.
Pax.
Yeah. Right. What have we got? Continuing the
On
round.
Saturday,
South Canberra. No big changes by
South.
the looks. Oh, Brandon Smith's in. Brandon Smith's
By the
going to play
way,
his first game for
how
South.
slim is David Fafita this year?
Yeah. Oh, he's been so
He
good.
looks a
Yeah.
different animal this year. He looks like
Yeah.
this new environment, fresh start is absolutely transformed him.
And
And
then going under the radar,
Michael Maguire,
close.
and
Wayne. Wayne
Wayne
Bennett.
Bennett has really got him match fit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he does.
I rolled back to 2014 then, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. um, Brandon Smith's in. That's probably the only major change. Xavier Savage is out for the um, Raiders, which is a big loss for them because he's probably been their best player this year, and he's just got the
Mhm.
speed. So Jed Stewart comes in. No nepotism claims for him because he's actually been good every NRL game he's played. I think Souths win this one.
And
Um,
it's
yeah,
hard to claim nepotism with a winger. Like, as
yeah,
long as they do an
exactly.
all right job.
Yeah,
As long as they
um,
score a try every now and again and don't get awful defensive reads, then they're all right, aren't they?
yeah, and he hasn't done that yet. Yeah, I think Souths look like, although this is two teams that like the Raiders haven't found their rhythm yet with the halves pairing, and I'm going to fully
Yeah.
blame not playing a trial game with a one like with your halves pairing. Um, but so like I don't see them winning, but Souths also have shown a tendency to really let teams back into game by playing dumb football. So
Yeah.
that there's every chance that they just invite the Raiders in, but I think Souths by 10.
Yeah, I think Souths as well. I don't think cows. Canberra look really, really off this year, and Ethan Strange looks the shadow of a man without
He's
Fogarty
playing on the
next to
wrong
him.
side. He's
I
playing on the
know.
right hand side of the field. He's got and like everything we talk about with Ethan Strange is his big left foot step. He can't do that on that side.
No.
So I think long term it'll be good for him playing on a different side
Yeah,
of
I'm
the
gonna have
field,
to
but for
take him
this
out
year
of
it's
my
not.
super coach this year.
I'm
I'm
not playing.
finally gonna take him out.
This is the first year I didn't start. I just said no because I
This
know
is
I'm not
my
going to finish.
debut campaign. Well, proper debut
Yeah,
campaign because last year I made a team and didn't know what I was doing, and this year I've got someone teaching me. So I'm like, okay.
yeah, fair enough. Why not? Um, Roosters is interesting. Playing the Sharks this week. No Jesse Ramian.
Ooh.
Jesse Ramian hurt his knee on the weekend. Britton Nicker is still coming off the bench. So Billy Burns and Teague Wilton have done a good job holding down those back row spots.
Burns
Hugo
is class,
Savala.
man.
Yeah, he is. He's good. He's a grunt. He's got a lot of grunt. And good combination at the moment with Nico Hines. Like he's just doing. He's clearly when Nico was injured at the start of the year, he's clearly just been told, "Have you seen how Nico just runs these beautiful lines? That's all you need to do." And Nico Hines will give you the ball, and that's how it's working out. Hugo Savala, it's centre for the Roosters.
Mm.
So when Billy Smith hurt his knee against
Yeah.
Manly, and he went out and defended there and did a decent job. So good for him to get some game time. But the big ones are Victor Radley starting at lock and Spencer Leniu back and coming off the bench. So Roosters very fast
Huge.
approaching full strength.
Huge.
I
Huge,
think the
huge,
Roosters
huge.
win that game. I think a week off, they would have gone back to the drawing board on a couple of things with that Cherry Evans and Walker combination. The Sharks have had a good couple of weeks, but they haven't played sides that will bring the quality that the Roosters will bring this weekend. So I think the Roosters get the win.
Yeah, I stupidly backed against Cronulla last week, and I'm scared to do it again. But
You can do it again if
I
you want to.
agree that the week off will keep them nice and fresh. I'm gonna go Roosters as well, I think, on this one.
Yeah, that'll be. There's some good games this weekend. Storm Warriors. This will be good.
Nice.
This will be a good game too. Metcalf out
Two
again, which
teams out of
is
form as well. Both
yeah.
teams needing a win.
Metcalf
Is it
out
at
again
Melbourne?
this week. Yeah, it's in Melbourne. Chanel Harris Tavita will play 6 for Metcalf.
That's good.
Yeah, looking at the changes, no. So Howarth and Moses Leo are back for the Storm, so they're getting a few of those first choice outside backs on return. Like
Hmm.
they just got cut up against, particularly against the Storm, against the Panthers, but also against the Cowboys, just cut up with a like rearranged outside backs. It's never good when you
Yeah.
have to rearrange your outside backs because they're all used to defending next to each other. Um, so I think Storm probably get back on the board in this one. Excited to see a bit more of Cooper Clark starting in the back row. He's been a good find for them.
Hmm.
Other than and no one was really any good last week. Joe Chan's been pretty good this year,
Yeah, he's been solid.
playing in the back row as well. But yeah, they just need to click Melbourne. And like, I know I tipped them to miss the top 8, but they will find their groove a little bit. It's just like you can see that they're trying really hard to get far longer the ball, almost too
Yeah.
much. Like they're shifting the ball to wherever he is, and I think they just need to go back to the way they were playing when it was Pappenhausen there. Pappenhausen can still be a threat. He doesn't have to touch the ball 3 times a set. That's why you've
Yeah.
got guns like Grant, Munster, and Hughes. They need to touch the
Hmm.
ball and have it in better positions as well. Instead of it looks like they're just trying to shift the ball too much. So hopefully
Hmm.
they'll fix that up. They just can't afford to be coming out of their own end again all night like they did against the Panthers last week.
No. Is Metcalf rested or did he get injured?
No, he hurt
Yeah.
his hammy. Hurt his hammy, which is a
Ah.
shame. That's a real shame.
But it does mean that partnership's back though, with Chanel and
Tanner Boyd.
Tanner Boyd. Yeah.
I keep yawning. Losing the plot here.
I'm also the same. This is what happens when you got two people who are up at stupid
Yeah,
o'clock.
yeah. Big time.
I'm going Warriors. Sod it.
Why not?
Melbourne are going to lose 4 on the bounce. I know that's
Yeah,
unheard of, but they're going to lose 4 on the bounce.
that's harsh. But goes well for our predictions that we made at the start of the year. So
Yeah,
we'll take it.
your predictions.
My prediction, sorry, yeah. Well, once it's on here, it's both of ours. Next game.
Not
Eels
quite you
Titans.
predicting them to finish 13th like last year, though.
Yeah, well, it's looking better this year. Eels Titans. Titans are
Eels, gotta
still
be.
full strength. Parramatta, on the other hand, have lost a lot of players. So no Russell, no Bailey
Simonson.
Simonson. Jonah Pezzett's out, and they join Matt
Oh,
Dory
yeah, Peasant
and
did his hamstring, didn't he?
yeah, Matt Dory and Isaiah Yongi, both on the sidelines still.
Oh, dear, that is a lot of
So
absence.
Parley at fullback, Araz Namba. Got to be honest, it's the first time I've heard of him. He'll make his debut on the wing. That's harsh on Apatwai,
Yeah.
that young guy that
Yeah, he
that
scored 2 tries.
scored.
It's the greatest first touch of
Yeah,
NRL history.
yeah. I think he's a
That try, man.
he's in reserve grade. He's a fullback by trade though, so they've probably gone like Namba must be a. I've
An out-and-out winger.
never watched him before, so it'll be an interesting one on Sunday. But yeah, I think he must just be going with someone that's used to defending on the wing. Because to be honest, Twiddle on the weekend ended up at fullback a fair bit because Papa Harley was going down with cramp. Ronald
Oh,
Volkman,
yeah, he was when he, yeah, at the end.
yeah, Ronald Volkman at 6 for
Ooh.
the Eels to replace Jonah Pezzett.
Is
It's
that
good
his
to see
first
him.
game in 18 months?
good to see him getting a go. I think he played a couple of games last year. He might have played a couple of games last year when.
I thought he had a full year out, didn't he? With his
Yeah, he
ACL.
missed 2024 because he signed with the Dragons, and the Dragons here we go on the Dragons again, but the Dragons didn't do their due diligence on his injury, and he wasn't medically cleared to play, but they signed him on a full playing contract, and
Yeah.
he ended up having to sit out the full year. Then landed at Parramatta, and I think he played a couple of games during Origin period. He might have, or like when Moses was well, Moses hurt
Yeah.
his
'Cause he
pec.
looked
He missed a
really
fair bit
good
of the
when he
year
was younger at the Warriors.
at the Warriors. Yeah, well, he's one of those guys with a lot of potential. So good to see him getting a crack. And you
Still
never
only
know,
young, and
like
he's 23, 24.
yeah, and you never know because Jonah Pezzett isn't going to be there next year. And
Yeah.
if Volkman and Moses click in the next couple of weeks while Pezzett's out with his hamstring,
2002. So he's 24 this
24
year.
my age, yeah.
He's
So
23 at the minute, 24
yeah,
this year.
like if they click, and it works as a partnership. It'd be interesting to see whether Parramatta bring Pezzett straight back in or go, you can be our cover on the bench since you're not going to be there next year, or even play reserve grade, and we're going to keep mining this partnership. So that'll be interesting. I
Mhm.
think Titans deserved a bit more than what they got against the Broncos um, on Saturday night. Like they were well and truly in that game. And I think Parramatta are going to be cooked after a very physical game against the Tigers where they were all out on their feet. Mitchell Moses isn't 100%. He's got some sort of hip, quad, groin injury. And Titans are showing a lot of signs of improvement. So I'm going to go with the Gold Coast. I just hope Keanu Kenny
Yeah.
can start catching the high ball. That would be good.
Yeah. I'm gonna stick with the home team and stick with Para, but I
Boring.
do get what you mean with the full strength Titans.
Yeah. They're getting there. They're showing signs. A bit more physical against the Broncos. Defended their line
Yeah.
well when the
The
Broncos had
dream
opportunities
coach
last
of
week.
Brian McDermott and
Josh
um,
Hannay.
Josh Hannay.
Yep. Yep.
I didn't even
Um,
know Brian McDermott went to the Titans until I seen a photo of him in a Titans training gear, and I was like, oh, I didn't know he was there.
mm. Sunday's interesting. The 4 o'clock game on
Another
Sunday.
another Knights assistant that left.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, Tigers and
Go on
Newcastle.
Sunday.
Tigers and Newcastle to
Ooh,
round out. Now, when if I looked
this
at
is a
this,
fantastic game.
if I looked at this before a ball had been
High
kicked this
pace
season,
Paul Derby.
yeah, yeah. If I'd looked at this before a ball had been kicked for the season, I'm going. I have zero interest. That's a KO mini game, but this this will be good. This will be a good game.
This could be the
Um,
tie of the round, you know.
it'll be pretty close. I mean, both teams. No Bradman
Who would
Best
have
for the
thought we'd be
Knights.
saying this?
Yeah, no Bradman Best for the Knights, which will hurt them. Then they need a bit of strike out wide, and that him missing will be big for them. I think the Tigers. I think the
Dane
Tigers have got.
Gaga's rolling back the years.
Yeah, I think though the Tigers have got a good thing going at the moment. Um, Jock Madden
At
is
home.
really straightening up their attack, and they're at home, yeah, as well at Campbelltown.
One of the eight homes.
Yes, I think this is number 2 on their list of favourites.
Actually, I'm
Um,
off. I could actually drive there. I
yeah,
might
I'd
go that
go.
game.
I
I
reckon
might
we'll get
go
a
that
big crowd.
game.
We'll get a big crowd in there because once Tigers fans start to believe, they start to turn up.
Yeah, it's only
Yeah, I
about
still my
12,000.
issue with the
Lovely
Knights
little
still.
ground that.
Yeah, my issue with the Knights still is just that, and a lot of these forwards are playing above their sort of pay packet at the moment, and they're
Hmm.
all good young players. The only issue I have with the Knights is that I can see them against a better forward pack getting rolled, and the way the Tigers move the ball, plus having the likes of Terrell May, Alex Twall's been awesome this year. Um, like Royce Hunt coming off the bench has done a really good job too, and the way they move the ball and get those 2 back rowers and Fino and Pierce Paul involved, I can see the Tigers getting on top of them. So I'm going to go Tigers.
Yeah, and Fanu just absolutely is
He's a gun.
outstanding this
He
year.
is a gun.
He's class. One of the three brothers.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
It's going to be such a
Sione,
tough
his
one
younger
to
brother's
call.
doing a good job off the bench. I've got Tigers.
I'll go Knights just to be controversial. I'll say the injury, Justin Albrook will continue his revolution up the Central Coast and they'll come down and they'll win.
Um, just a quick one to finish off, which has popped up while we've been recording. Mitchell Moses given formal warning over approaches to referee.
Because
This
he kept
has
pestering the
been,
ref.
yeah, but it's happened for years. Like he is
Yeah,
always in the
yeah, yeah.
ear of the referee. So
To be
Moses drew
fair
the
though, he
attention.
did lose his rag the ref at him. Like he just went,
Yeah,
"Oi, go over there or I'll be there at one
yeah.
point."
Moses drew the attention of league officials after approaching the whistleblower Peter Goff to contest decisions on multiple occasions in the Eels' 22-20 defeat, even laying a hand on Goff's arm and back. So that should be a suspension.
Oh, that should be a 2-week ban. That
Moses was issued with a concerning acts notice, which is a level below a player receiving a charge. Okay. So have they looked at the
in the
Eels?
Super League, that's a
Have
2-week ban.
have the NRL looked at Eels Titans? This is going to be a lot harder to sell as a game if Mitch Moses isn't playing and decided to just give him a
We'll
concerning
keep
acts.
it.
Yeah, that's funny. That's been a long time coming because he's done that for years, just constantly being in the
Yeah,
ref's face. Well, we won't see it this week unless he wants to sit out
we
time on the
won't.
sideline for being a naughty boy.
Well, that is definitely interesting. So, well, there you
Yeah,
go. That's our roundup, really. The
that's a podcast.
doggies, we've kind of mentioned them. It is a podcast, and it's
Happy
been a good
Masters
one.
Week to those who celebrate.
Happy Masters Week, happy Grand National Week to those who celebrate in the UK. It's the biggest horse race in the UK this year.
Mm. Is that the
It's the
one on?
world's longest steeplechase. The one where
Oh,
that kills a
it's not the
horse
one on the
every year
beach,
at
is it?
least.
Was that in Peaky
One
Blinders?
on the
Because if not, I'm
beach?
gonna have no idea. There's a race that goes on a beach.
No,
I
it's an
don't know.
Epsom Derby is the one at Peaky Blinders. The
Yeah,
Epsom race. Lord
the
Derby
Peaky
only gave his
fucking
name to
blinders.
2 things, and that was the Epsom Derby, the horse race, and the St Helens Wigan game. That was the first ever derby, and then every team since has called every local rivalry a derby because of St Helens and Wigan, thanks to Lord Derby, whose estate starts and ends with St Helens and Wigan.
And Epsom's Island.
What end? No, that's a different thing.
Okay, sorry.
That's a different thing altogether. We
Apologies.
won't go into that, and we're going to end the podcast before we do. So this has been the Rugby League podcast. With myself, Johnny. Remember to like, subscribe, and do all that business. Find us wherever you get your podcast. And he's been Sam up in Brisbane. And we will end the conversation there. See you next time.
Ciao.